Hello again. This week I'm doing a really short video building a taxidermied dodo case. So one of my friends is converting an old Sylvanian toy house into a kind of creepy gothic Victorian mansion, and I wanted to make something for it, and I thought, well, taxidermy kind of screams Victorian, and so I went for a dodo. Now I started by building a base out of simple plywood, 2mm plywood, chamfering off the edges just to make it nice and sharp, and then I wanted to put some eggs into the base. I figured, well, when you see these kind of things, you see the birds standing around in a real life environment, and I thought, well, let's build a nest in the ground. I have no idea how dodos built their nests, and I don't think anybody really does. The last dodo died out in the late 1600s. There was a sample brought back to the UK. It was kept in the Oxford Museum. And then in 1755, when they were cleaning out the museum, one of the caretakers decided it looked a little bit scruffy, so they threw it on a fire. Somebody else rescued it, but the only thing that really survived was the head and one of the feet. So there are now no, to my knowledge anyway, no existing real-life dodo specimens out there. What makes it even harder to know exactly what the dodos look like is that a lot of the dodo pictures from that kind of period were drawn either after the fact, after all the dodos had gone extinct, or by people who weren't botanists or who weren't artists. So we don't really know exactly what colour they were, what they look like, and sizes and things like that. So going back to the video, I've just used a little bit of modelling compound just to build a sculpted base for it and a little bit of a mud nest. And glued the two pieces of plywood together to make the base. Once the eggs had hardened with the green stuff, I then stuck those into the nest as well. Again, I've not really looked at how many eggs a dodo would have. They were related to the pigeons. Pigeons tend to have, I think, between 2 and 4 eggs, so I kind of figured a dodo would probably have 3. Then give it a little bit of a tickle with some white primer. I'm going to be using acrylic paints rather than washes. I know that's a wash, that's going to be for the wood, but I'm going to be using acrylic paints on the dodo and the base, so there didn't seem any point really giving it a zenithal. I just wanted to give the wood a kind of dark, antique, kind of almost oak, cherry kind of colour in there. So then I used the wet palette with some pallid witch flesh, which I just wanted kind of a creamy colour. Creamy skin colour. Watered it down a little bit with the wet palette just to make sure I could retain as much of the detail as possible with the dodo. Some nice feather work on the model. I will link to the 3D file. It was from my mini factory. I think it was about $6 for the dodo file. I'll link to that in the description below if you want to do one yourself. I couldn't get the pre-supported version to work. It took a few goes, but in the end I just supported my own. Then used a little bit of sponge to try and stipple on some slightly darker flesh tones and greys and browns. This worked okay. I tried using a little brush as well. The problem is there's lots of tiny nooks and crannies, and the legs are not particularly strong on it. So all the way through I was slightly worried that I would just end up snapping it off at the feet. I considered painting it before I stuck it onto the base, but I just wanted to do it all as one unit. And slowly just worked up through the different kind of, like I say, beiges and light browns to give it that kind of feathered effect. The focus went weird on my camera for a little bit at this point, so I kind of just got rid of a load of the footage. There's no point, you can really see anything. Went for a darker kind of speckling on the eggs, which I then decided I absolutely hated. So after this had dried, I just went back over it with the pallid witch flesh and just kept them quite pale. I didn't like the way that they came out, but I did use the Skaven Blight Dinge, the dark greyish brown, to paint the face and the beak and the legs of the dodo as well, the kind of scaly part of the legs. Just to that seems to be what it looks like in the photos. Like I say, we're not entirely sure, I guess, but I wanted to give it as best I could, as accurate to the pictures that we have got, to the paintings that we have got. I then used Xandri dust just to paint the ground, because I wanted that kind of dry, arid dirt. I will put a basin layer on it later anyway. Used a contrast, I think it was Nazdrag yellow here at this point, to paint the eyes, give it some nice vivid yellow eyes. which again seems to be consistent with the paintings I could find. Then I mixed together a wash of my own devising, which was Soul Blight Grey, I think it's called, the contrast paint, the new Agrax Earthshade, and then some Larmian Medium. What I wanted to do here was just dull down the model, but not too much. I wanted to give it that kind of mucky, dirty look that you see on old taxidermied creatures in museums. I know we're not taxiderming animals anymore, which I think is a good thing, but I do think sometimes, you know, go in and liven up the models that you have got. If you're going to keep them anyway, they're already dead and taxidermy, just liven them up a little bit. They do look very dusty. Yeah, same as with figures at this point. I was just using the fast drying basing glue to go all over the Xandri dust, all over the mud, really working it into the nest as well to give it a good cover. Let that go a little bit ticky, then a little bit tacky, and then use the Patchy Plains mix from Geek Gaming Scenics, which I thought would work quite well for this. Dodo's obviously from Mauritius. I have been to Mauritius on holiday, and it is kind of, you know, it's not like arid desert or anything like that. It's you know, a lot of forest floor and that kind of thing, a lot of humidity. And then, same as always, seal it in with some isopropyl alcohol spray, and then my homemade sealant, which is a mixture of Mod Podge, matte varnish, and water. Somebody did put in a video the other day, I was looking, and they mixed in the isopropyl alcohol with the sealing mixture as well, so you don't have to do it in two separate steps. So I might try that next time. Once that was dried, or whilst that was drying, I wanted to build the glass cabinet to go around it. This was really simple. It was just a case of using 2mm sticks. You could use matchsticks or anything like that, just to build a very, very simple wooden frame that would fit around it. Super glued those together. Checked that they fit once they were all set, all dry, and then work out kind of what height I needed. This was a delicate thread in the needle kind of thing. And once I'd built that and checked that it fit, I wanted to check that there was enough height as well once I put the glass in, or the plastic that's going to masquerade as glass. Once I was convinced that everything would fit, I went over the corners mainly with a black Mod Podge. I could use the clear Mod Podge, but I just wanted to see where I'd been again, and the black was what I'd got to hand. This was more just to kind of double the strength on the joints. So where the super glue hadn't quite taken, or where my cut-in hadn't been perfectly square, I kind of forced it into all of the corners just to give it that extra strength once it had set. And then I painted it all black, all brown, with the same contrast paint as the base. Now you can't really see it here, but I am using some clear acrylic from an IKEA picture frame, and I marked out the measurements for the sides, and then used a scalpel or craft knife to go through them. My initial plan was to try and score the lines and have it so that I could just fold it into the thing and glue it in one piece. But I don't know if the acrylic was too thick. It's probably about 1.5 millimeter, something like that. But it just didn't fold. It just snapped on the joins. So I ended up doing it in 4 separate pieces. And there was a little bit of super glue in there just to hold them all in place. And I went round and put all of the 4 panels in. This was a little bit fiddly, trying to make sure that they all fit, but I'm really pleased with how it worked out. I think it helps that the picture frame has been through the mill a little bit in the loft and everything like that, and so it's all scratched up, which helps give it the old look. Then I just used some Nuln Oil on an old brush to kind of stipple in again in the corners, just some grime and dirt. I could have used something like streaking grime or something like that, but all of the pictures I looked at of these old taxidermy cases were blackish, so I went for that. So now, let's see how it turned out.